Hare Krishna. So we are continuing from chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita. From 7th chapter onwards, Krishna is speaking the yoga system of Bhakti Yoga to Arjuna. And in earlier verse, Krishna has already mentioned, after knowing which, you have nothing more to know, from 7th chapter onwards. So everything is mentioned in 7th onwards chapter. And Krishna initially tells about the kind of two types of energy, the material energy, which is called as inferior energy, and spiritual energy, which is called as superior energy. Because spiritual energy can manipulate material energy, is superior to material energy. What comprises material energy?
Earth,
And yeah,
fire, ether,
and
air.
air and mind, intelligence,
Also
ego. 8 aspects of material energy. And what comprises the spiritual energy? Satchitana, the Jiva Bhuta. Spiritual energies are the living entities. Then Krishna tells Arjuna that knowing just my energies is not sufficient. You have to know me, the energetic, to whom the energies belong. Then today material science is all about knowing the energies. We are studying earth. What subject do you have in universities where you study earth?
Geology.
Even metallurgy is earth, because metals, everything comes from earth, and some branches like that. Then you study fire in thermodynamics. It's all about heat. Then you study water in hydro. What is hydro? Soil engineering. You study water. Hydraulics. Yes. And then you study ether in. No, that's air. Okay, we'll give you the point for it. Air you study in aerodynamics. Telecommunication, what do you study? Communication. Would you study ether and the traveling of sound in acoustic physics? Similarly, you study the mind, intelligence, the subtle, you study in psychiatry, psychology. But there is no department for study of the soul. So everyone is studying the material energy, but in 7.6, Krishna says, all the created beings have their source in these two natures. That means anything you see in this world either belong to material energy or spiritual energy. Broad categorization. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am the origin and the dissolution. So Krishna is saying, just knowing the energy is not sufficient. Understand that the energies belong to me, Krishna. Once a great research scientist went to Srila Prabhupada and he said, Swamiji, you look at my big research thesis on grass. On grass. So Prabhupada said, why are you wasting your so much time in studying grass? Better you study the person who made the grass. Isn't it? So to understand Vedanta means the end of all knowledge. Krishna says, Vedaischa sarve rahameva vedyo. If you understand the entire knowledge, come to the end, the summit of all knowledge you reach, Krishna there. Because from all knowledge, Krishna is to be known. When we study so much in different kinds of universities, different kind of degrees, but we fail to understand Krishna, we have not really studied anything. As one famous scientist said, religion begins with God and science ends with God. That's the only difference. So in the beginning of 7th chapter, Krishna is already telling Arjuna, because I am going to now talk about myself, after which there is nothing more to know. And 7.7 Krishna is saying, Matta parataram na anyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre managana iva. This entire cosmic manifestation, I am holding it together. But Arjuna can say, but I am not seeing you holding it. Krishna is saying, what is that? I am not holding it like that. But I am the sutre manigana iva. I am like the thread that holds all the pearls together in a pearl necklace. No one can see the thread, but it's understood that all the pearls are hanging together beautifully. That means there's a thread inside. So Krishna says, I'm like that. 15th chapter he says, Gama avishya bhutani dharayami ham ojasa. I enter into each planet, I'm holding the planet. I'm entering into between the two atoms and holding the atoms together. I'm entering into every body and allowing the airs to take place. All our functioning happens through the functioning of the 10 airs. Prana, apana, vyana, samana, udana, plus 5 secondary airs. If there is no prana, I can try to speak, I cannot speak because prana has to flow out. Similarly, if one has to go to bathroom, then apana vayu has to push down the excreta. Only then how you can go. Otherwise, nothing. So, therefore, the airs are the primary, or you can say the airs are the way by which the movement happens in the body. And those airs are followed by, they follow whom? Paramatma is directing them in the body. Like that. So, till 7.7 Krishna says, there is no truth superior to me. If there is no truth superior to me, then you understand Krishna. Is there anything to know? Nothing to know. So that's what Krishna is telling Arjuna. And then Krishna is telling Arjuna how to, even at our stage, how do we see Krishna everywhere? Then he gives some examples. I am the taste of water. I am the light of the sun and the moon. The syllable Om in the Vedic mantras, it is me. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. I am the original fragrance of the earth, heat of fire. That means whenever you smell, like after a beautiful rain shower in nature, you can smell the earth. Immediately we should understand, oh Krishna. Smell. Krishna says, I am the original fragrance of the earth. And the heat of fire. That means if you are able to cook your food, then you understand it's because of Krishna's mercy. I am the life of all that lives and the penance of all ascetics. I am the seed, original seed of all existence. That means you can go into wildlife safari and see so many different kinds of beautiful creatures. Who is their father? Krishna is the father. Intelligence of the intelligent. When you see Stephen Hawking or Albert Einstein, the huge IQ, Krishna is the one giving them. And the prowess of all powerful men. Yeah. Like he says, I am the strength of the strong, and I am also the sex life which is not contrary to religious principles. Dharma aviruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatrishava. And then he says, but I am, though you can see me in this world, I am not part of this world. Don't think I am also like you. We are forced by lust, anger, greed to act in a way, but Krishna is not forced. Krishna is not forced to act according to lust, anger, greed. Therefore, Krishna says, all this rajas, tamas, sattva, everything is coming from me. Under my direction, they are moving about. See, therefore, he says, I am independent. I am not under the modes of the material nature, for they are, on the contrary, within me. And then he finally says, therefore, who can understand Krishna and who cannot understand Krishna? Who can understand Krishna? Those of you who have attended the classes. This is just a recap. Who can understand Krishna? Yes. We should not make, see, already in Hinduism.
Devotees can understand Krishna.
Okay, very good. Devotees can, correct. But in the 7th chapter, what does Krishna say? He says 4 people who come to me, 4 people who don't come to me. See, one danger, we have a tendency to make everything ritualistic. Already from childhood, we have many rituals, getting up in the morning and doing some incense stick, some lamp we offer. We don't even know what we are doing. So we don't have to add more rituals. So whatever we study, if we don't apply, then it becomes ritualistic. So we should know, we have to question and inquire. Because we have done these classes multiple times. I have done at least 10 times recap of this class. At the end of all this.
When
yes.
someone is scared.
Very good. One is when someone is scared, okay, they go to Krishna. Many people, when they're scared, they don't go to Krishna also. Yes.
When they fail.
When they fail. Yes. So Krishna says the one who is in distress, go to Krishna. Artho. Okay. Then?
Someone out of curiosity.
Yes, Jignasu. Out of curiosity, they want to know what is this spirituality. Okay.
Out of love.
Out of love. Okay. Jnani,
Yeah.
but he is not yet fully pure. But yes, he really wants to attain self-realization. Serious in spiritual path.
Arthartha, who is seeking wealth.
Yeah, Artharthi. Yeah, Artharthi, who is seeker of wealth. These are the 4 kinds of people. Artho, Artharthi, Jignasu, Jnani. Of which, who is the best?
Yeah.
Jnani is the best.
Jnani.
Because he really wants to develop his connection with God. Others, they come, get their material desire fulfilled and can go away. And who are the people who don't come to Krishna? Yes, Keshav Prabhu?
Mudha.
Mudha. Oh, what does that mean in English?
Lowest among men.
Lowest among men. What does that mean, lowest among men?
People,
Naradhama.
Correct. Naradama, what does it mean?
foolish people who are like,
Like
The foolish,
those
Mudha.
who neither
Jealous
understand
of
nor have the
Krishna.
desire to understand.
Who neither understand nor do they have desire to understand. Okay.
who are jealous of
Atheistic is one. Who said atheistic? Okay, yeah, atheistic. Asuram bhava mashataha.
jealous of Krishna.
Envious of Krishna. Okay. Okay. Something more.
Ignorance.
Hmm.
Are driven by lust, anger, and greed.
Okay. Hmm. You can put them under. Actually, I'm asking for what Krishna says in particular.
Asuri.
Asurim already said atheistic fellows of demoniac nature. Then Naradhama is correct. Someone said Naradhama, but what does it mean? Uncivilized people. No samskara, no habit, no training in from childhood. They eat anything, sleep anywhere. Like now in the US, of course, nowadays what to do, what to speak. There is no culture. I heard in America, the boys can enter girls' hostel, girls can enter boys' hostel. Isn't it? So what do you think? They'll study together or what? Except studies, they will do everything else. Isn't it? So uncultured, they cannot understand Krishna. No culture, no samskaras. Then one more. The atheistic scientists who use their intelligence to disprove God. Maya aparita jnana, whose intelligence is stolen by illusion. They also don't surrender to God. And last one is asuram bhava mashtaha, the demoniac people. Okay, so these are the 4. And of course, Krishna gives a very general statement that people who are under the 3 modes of material nature, they cannot understand me. Of course, of which sattva is best, but not that by being in sattva you can understand God. You have to come to Shuddha sattva, you have to go beyond the 3 modes of material nature. And finally, Krishna also gives an understanding that better to worship me directly than going to all these demigods. If you like, worshipping Krishna is watering the root of the tree. If you water the root of the tree, do you have to water every leaf, every twig, every fruit? No. You water the root, the entire plant or tree becomes fully nourished. Similarly, you worship Krishna, all the demigods are satisfied. Krishna says. Then he also says, my devotees understand my personal nature. That Krishna also has a form. He is also a person. He has a head and a heart. So we have spent a lot of time discussing the comparison between personalists and impersonalists. If you study the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I prefer personalist devotees. I don't like the impersonalists. In the beginning he says. For the impersonalist he says, Klesho adhikatarastesha avyakta sakta chetasam. Because they are attached to my impersonal form. Impersonal form. There is no form. Impersonal aspect. Because of which they undergo great tribulation and misery in understanding me. But they can never understand. They can never become my devotees. So, klesho adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam. They undergo a lot of trouble. Whereas my devotees, they happily take prasadam, chant Hare Krishna, lead a very nice sattvic life. When you are in sattva, you don't undergo misery. Because your mind is peaceful, whatever the situation may be. So he says, my devotees enjoy talking about me. Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam enam upayanti te Teshamevanukampatam aham ajnanajam tamaha nashiyamyatma bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata. In 10th chapter, Krishna is telling Arjuna, what do my devotees do? They come together. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The devotees come together and enjoy a very blissful life the materialists have no idea about. Why? What are they doing together? They're conversing about Krishna. When they are talking about Krishna and discussing about Krishna, they don't care about anything in this world. So tushyanti cha, they become fully satisfied. That means the blazing fire of material desires is completely cooled down. And ramanti cha means they're enjoying. Ramanti means to enjoy. Not that they're just peaceful and satisfied. They're also enjoying. And therefore they give up lower engagements. And Teshams, how long do they do it? Once in a while? Once in a month? Nityam, always. They're always engaged in talking about me. Satata yuktanam together. Bhajatam priti purvakam. That means they worship me with great love. Priti purvakam means full with love. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. For such a devotee, Krishna says, I give him intelligence. How to come to me, Krishna says. Krishna gives intelligence to those devotees. They don't have a confusion how to attain God. For them it's crystal clear. Because Krishna personally gives them intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam enamam upayantite. Then he says, Tesham evanu kampartam. That means out of his great compassion, Krishna dwelling in their hearts shines with the shining torch of knowledge. And all the darkness born of ignorance is shooed away from the heart of the devotees. So they don't get affected by Maya. Their hearts become heavy with great realizations about the personality of God. See, that means all what we have to do is come together and discuss about Krishna. Krishna does everything else. Dadami buddhi yogam tam enamam upayanti tesham evanu kampatam aham ajnanajam tamaha nashiyami bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata. So Krishna says, my devotees, they just come together, relished talking about me, take my prasadam, serve me, worship me, that's all. That's devotees. And Krishna takes the headache of giving them intelligence, how to approach him, giving them realizations, shooing away Maya from their hearts and mind. So Krishna takes that responsibility. Isn't it? Yeah. So therefore, when we worship Krishna, nothing else is required. No need to go through any other route. Direct, you can worship Krishna. And Krishna says Krishna is a person. And he also says after that, towards the end of the chapter, he says about Ichadvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. That means anyone who is born in this world, they immediately are born into illusion. In illusion, you make difference. He is my friend, she is my enemy. I like that, I hate this. White versus black. Happiness, distress. Summer and winter. So we actually make differences in illusion. We succumb to dualities. But a devotee is above duality. This material world is a world of relativity. What is good for you may not be good for me, isn't it? Like, say for some people is feeling cold. You're feeling cold, no? No? Okay. For some they are feeling cold. For some it is required. Like for me, I need cool air. Heat, I cannot tolerate hot atmosphere. Relative. Isn't it? Why? Because different bodies. So as soon as you are born, so what is it? Is it cold or is it hot finally? Depends. Depends on the person. Like that. So, Hare Krishna. As soon as you are born in this material world, as soon as you accept a material body and material mind, you are born into illusion. And we were just talking in another class. This material world is a world of illusion. And material world is not glorified in the Shastras. We feel great pride in moving from India to America. But it is just like going from C class jail to A class jail. Jail is jail, isn't it? Like if I ask you, which handcuffs would you prefer? Would you prefer iron handcuff or silver handcuff or golden handcuffs? Which one would you prefer?
No handcuffs.
No handcuff, yeah, smart. Yeah, we don't prefer any handcuffs. So today in this material world, people are not smart like Prabhu. They want handcuffs, but gold one. Because they think gold handcuffs means some status is there in society. But actually, this material world is a prison house. It is described as a prison house, and therefore it is called as, the Adhipati for the material world is Durga. Durga means fort, that surrounds and keeps the prisoners together. So this material world is Durga. But problem is we don't see the prison bars, so we think we are free. The prisoner is free within the prison cell. That's all. He doesn't see how he's bound. Some people are making attempts to go to Mars, to go to the moon. But what do they see there? Can they access the realm? In the Shastra, it says moon, Mars, all these planets, they are all inhabited by great celestial beings. But when our people go to the moon, they find rock, nothing else. They find deserted land. Because access has to be there, no? You only access one dimension, but there are many, many more dimensions which we don't know. Like for example, you see an ant. Ant is only 2D. So if you drop a water in front of the ant, it doesn't understand where did this water drop come from. Because it only moves in 2D, XY. It doesn't have the other Z angle. Similarly, there are many, many more dimensions which we have no access to. A prisoner has no access. By just trying to, open the cage, I'm thinking that I'm free. So people are going from here to different planets. But what can they access? Can they survive on that planet with the current body? They go with astronaut suit. Can you live a civilization in astronaut suit? No. See? So therefore, this material world is explained to be a prison house. And what is this thing, like just as a prisoner wears clothes, black and white striped. What is our cloth? Our material body. It shows that it's a proof. The spirit soul has nothing to do with matter, but we are given the dress of a prisoner, that's the material body. And the jail keeper is Durga. Very good. Durga is the jail keeper. Now in jail, you think you'll be happy? In illusion you can be. Otherwise people are not happy. Sometimes in A-class jail, some more facilities are there. But is there freedom? Similarly, when we move from country to country, wherever we want, one place is like C-class jail, other place is like A-class jail. But it's all in the prison cell of Maya. Yeah. And the shackles it is said to be the sex life, shackles. And that's what keeps the living entities bound in this material world. They cannot let go. Shackle, handcuff, that is sex life. So therefore, Krishna says, Ichchadesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. Then what comes? Then finally last one comes, Sarge yanti parantapa. As soon as creation takes place, as soon as you enter this material world, you come as a jailer, like not jailer, as a prisoner. You're handcuffed. Like that. And last time we talked about, see, all the living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arising from desire and hate. So last time we discussed about this. You can quickly repeat. Yesham tu antagatam papam.
Yesham tvantagatam papam.
Jananam punya karmanam.
Jananam punya karmanam.
Te dvandva moha nirmukta.
Te dvandva moha nirmukta.
Bhajante mam dridhavrataah.
Bhajante mam dridhavrataah.
For some people, to worship Krishna is very natural. Have you seen that? Some of your friends or yourself. For you to come to temple to worship Krishna becomes very natural. Whereas for some others, it's so difficult. If they come to temple on Janmashtami once a year, they feel they've done a big thing. They feel they've done a favor to Krishna. Isn't it? Actually, why is it so easy to pick up for some, whereas for some others, very difficult to pick up? Why is it? Spiritual credit, yeah. In this verse, Krishna is saying, Yesham tu antagatam papam. When you're almost done with your sinful activities, sinful reactions, papam. Jananam punya karmanam. And you're only doing good work, not just pious good work, but spiritual work. Then what happens? You rise above duality. You don't get affected by desire and hate. In the previous verse, he said, everyone is born into illusion. Is there a way out? Yes. Stop papam, increase punyam, especially spiritual punyam. Then what happens? You rise above the the dualities. Te dvandva moha nirmukta. One becomes freed from illusion and dualities. Then bhajante mam dridhavrata. Such a person worships me with great determination. For him, he is chanting daily, he is studying scriptures. He also has material life, he also has to make a living, but he doesn't mind. He knows Krishna will take care. For some others, they feel, yeah, that's all right, Krishna will take care, but I also have to do something about it. Faith is not there so much. Why? Papam. To the degree one is sinful, one cannot understand Krishna. So therefore, to the degree we chant Hare Krishna, to the degree we come to the temple, associate with devotees and hear Bhagavad Gita, on a regular basis when we do this, the papam is getting finished. It is said one Hare Krishna mantra can finish off your entire heaps and mountains of sins. You can finish it off. Only thing is you should not commit further. Otherwise it has finished. But we continue it. So therefore, we stop papam, stop sinful activities and increase spiritual activities. Then what happens? Gradually you will find yourself, your consciousness elevates, uplifts. You can see things what you couldn't see before. Your tastes change from tamasic taste to sattvic taste. Your likings change from Bollywood music to Hollywood, to bhajans. Yeah, not the tune, the lyrics. Your tastes change. From meat to only Krishna Prasad. From lust to love. Selfishness to selflessness. Envy to abundance mentality. Envy means why him? Why is he better than me? You want to pull him down. But abundance mentality, or you can say envy, you can say more with compassion. Then you will say, yes, he deserves it. He is better than me. You're happily saying that. So it's a transformation of heart. First, for that you have to stop papam and increase spiritual punyam. Te dvandva moha nirmukta. Such a person can always worship me. He doesn't find any difficulty. For us, we chant few rounds, we get tired, as if you have done some weightlifting. But for a person who is very purified in mind and consciousness, for him, bhakti is very natural. And how does he worship Krishna? Dridhavrataha, with great determination. He can take vows. Daily I will chant 2 hours. Not difficult. Very easy. He can get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. And he can, for example, Sri Prabhupada's guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he was a very small boy, he took a mango and he tasted it. Then his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, came and said, hey, don't you know it's not offered yet? This small boy, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, at that time he was, what was his name? Bimal Prasad. Bimal Prasad, he took a vow, I'll never eat mangoes again. Until the time he left this world, he never ate mangoes. That is Dridhavrata. Like Bhishma, no one can break his vow. Why? Very pure in consciousness. Our vow, today we take a vow. After eating 1 kg sweet, we say, Prabhu, next month till 1 month, no sweets. You have eaten for 1 month now. Isn't it? So, our Dridhavrata is not there. We lack in willpower. But people who are purified in consciousness, they have strong willpower. They will do anything. Like for example, sleeping early takes huge willpower. With so many devotees like Radheshyam Prabhu, he sleeps daily 8 p.m., 8:30 daily. He is like one of the busiest people in the entire world. But he has enough willpower to sleep at 8:30. I am not doing anything, but still I put my alarm at 8:30, but somehow end up sleeping 10:30. Yes.
Is stubbornness similar to having pure consciousness and strong willpower? Stubbornness.
No, stubborn is something for a selfish motive. It has a negative connotation. Yeah. But willpower means you take a vow which is sanctioned. Then you try to follow it. Vow based on Shastra. Yeah. So therefore, bhajante mam dridhavrataha. This we did last time, and today we will go to Jara Marana Mokshaya
Jara Marana Mokshaya
Mamashitya Yatanti Ye
Mamashritya Yatantiye
Te Brahma Tadvidu Kritsnam
Te Brahma Tadvidu Krishnam
Adhyatmam Karma Chakhilam
Adhyatmam Karma Chakhilam
Jara Marana Mokshaya Mamashitya Yatanti. Yatan means to put effort. Can you read?
Intelligent person who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actual Brahman.
Hey, they're actually Brahman.
Brahman.
Brahmana nahi.
They're actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities.
Yeah, they're actually Brahman means they're on the Brahma Bhuta platform, on a spiritual platform. See, intelligent people who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me. Why? Because they know if I take shelter of Krishna, for such a person there's no death. You know that? There's no death. Why there's no death? Because they die to go to spiritual world, to never die again. In the material world, people die to die another million times. So therefore we say there is no death for them. Can you read purport?
Birth, death, old age, and disease affect this material body, but not the spiritual body. There is no birth, death, old age, and disease for the spiritual body. So one who attains a spiritual body becomes one of the associates of Supreme Personality of Godhead and engages in eternal devotional service is really liberated. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the spirit. It is said that one should understand that he is Brahman, spirit soul.
Brahman. Na
Brahman.
means na.
No. This Brahman conception of life is also in devotional service as described in this verse. The pure devotees are transcendentally situated on the Brahman platform and they know everything about the transcendental activities. 4 kinds of impure devotees who engage themselves in the transcendental service of the Lord achieves their respective goals, and by the grace of Supreme Lord, when they are fully Krishna conscious, they actually enjoy spiritual association with the Supreme Lord.
Yeah, who are the 4 kinds of impure devotees? No. It could be Artha Arthati Jnani. But Jnani, Krishna glorifies Jnani later on. Tesham Jnani Nityukta. He says he is the purest. Okay, anyway, I was thinking it is Dharma Artha Kama Moksha. People who worship God for just Dharma or Artha for wealth, Kama for desires, or liberation. That is also selfish, liberation. They, when they attain their desired goal and finally, by grace of Supreme Lord, when they become fully Krishna conscious, they want to enjoy spiritual association with the Supreme Lord. Okay. Okay, see, read this sentence.
Only person who perform activities in Krishna conscious,
Krishna consciousness.
Krishna consciousness, Mam Ashtriya.
Mam Ashritya are actually entitled to be called Brahman. So as soon as we engage in Krishna conscious activity like chanting and hearing about Krishna, then we are said to be liberated at that point in time. Like all of you now, you are sitting and hearing. If your mind is also here in the class, then you are considered to be liberated as of now. But we know we are not liberated because the taste is not there. We are thinking, when will prasadam come? Taste for prasadam is there, isn't it? But taste for hearing and chanting is not there so much. So, but at the same time, when you are doing you're performing the activity with the pure consciousness that I want to simply serve Krishna, you are not in the 3 modes. Yes.
So, how do we differentiate between people who are looking for moksha versus people who want to go back to like Godhead, right?
People who are looking for moksha, they have nothing to do with Krishna. They are looking for, I am suffering in this world so much, I just want to get out of all my suffering. I want to stop all suffering.
So if someone thinks of Krishna that like, since I'm suffering in this world so much, so that's why Krishna, I want to come back to you.
Yeah, so therefore Prabhupada is saying that kind of impure devotee, he actually wants liberation. But because he goes to Krishna, he attains perfection anyway.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. This is last verse of the chapter. Sadi bhutadi daivam mam
Sadhibhutani Daivam Mam
Sadhi yajnam chaye viduhu
Sadhiyajnam Jaye Vidu
prayana kale pichamam
Prayanakale Pichamam
te viduryukta chetasaha.
Yukta Chetasaha.
Now Krishna gives some three unknown terms. What is it? Adibhuta, Adidaiva and Adiyajna. So Arjuna gets confused, and that's the link to next chapter. So Arjuna's next chapter begins with Arjuna asking Krishna, what is this? Adibhuta, Adidaiva, Adiyajna. So he says, Krishna finally says, one who knows these three, at the time of death, he thinks of me and attains me. Like that. Sujin?
Those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation of the demigods and of all methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death.
Yeah. The governing principle of material manifestation of the demigods and all methods of sacrifice. So this Arjuna could not understand, as just as we are not able to understand. So then that gives way to next chapter. So chapter 8 is called Attaining the Supreme. Okay, text 1. Our text of focus is 8.5, 8.6. So we haven't yet started the discussion. We're just getting there. Let's see. Arjuna uvacha
Arjuna Vacha
kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam
Kim Tat Brahma Kim Adhyatma
kim karma purushottama
Kim Karma Purushottama
adhibhutam cha kim proktam
Adhibhutam Cha Kim Proktam
adhidaivam kim uchyate.
Adhidevam Kim Uchyate.
Go, can you read?
Arjuna inquired, O my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is the self? What are the fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me.
Okay. So just for your benefit,
I have opened it already.
is there Gita Study?
Yeah.
Okay. Go to chapter 8. It's in a table, so we don't have to worry. It's easy. Okay, here Lord Krishna answers Arjuna's question. See, Arjuna's questions: what is Brahman? Krishna's answers: who is Brahman? Jiva is Brahman, the indestructible, transcendental living entity separate from the material body, the soul. He is Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi means we are spirit, not the supreme spirit. That is Parabrahman. We are only Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi, not Aham Parabrahmasmi. And what is Adhyatma? Adhyatma means Swabhava, or the nature of the soul. See, not of the soul, the nature, the eternal nature, or the impressions that accompany the jiva and govern the body. Because the soul is spending time in this material world, lifetime after lifetime, we gather impressions on our subconsciousness. It's called chitta. So those impressions go deep. So the tendency to enjoy, the tendency to, like, if some people, like from childhood, they are always given whatever they want, spoiled brats. So when they grow up, they cannot take a no for an answer. Why? Impression. Even phobias, past life impressions. So like that, impressions, then Swabhava also means our nature. Sometimes some people, the response is anger. Whatever you say, immediately they become angry. Why? Because their nature, second nature, we say, no, second nature. What is the second nature? By dealing with material circumstances and choosing our response in a certain way, we have made a response our nature. One devotee puts it very nicely. Like, for example, say you have always visited some website. Say, I was thinking of an example. Okay, say you wanted, say Bounty. There's a chocolate called as Bounty. So you always search for Bounty. Now, after you met the devotees, they told you about another website called as bhagavadgita.com. So now, as soon as you in the search pad, when you put B, what will come? Bounty. It suggests. Similarly, when we have done a certain thing and acquired certain natures, our response is already predicted by our nature or directed by the nature. So if you want to change your formed response, you have to put conscious effort. That means if someone shouts at you, how will you respond? Based on what nature you've acquired. If you have always responded with anger, can you respond with some level of patience and tolerance? Impossible. So therefore Krishna is saying, what is Adhyatma here? That nature that we have acquired, and that nature that goes with the jiva. Of course, both natures, see, there are two natures. One is the true nature, other one is false nature. False nature is acquired nature. True nature is the actual nature of the soul to serve God. So Adhyatma means nature. There is true nature of the soul, but there is also a false covering that we acquire from our surroundings. Is that clear? Yeah, that's Adhyatma. And what is karma? The fruitive activities of the jiva that lead to transmigration from one material body to the other. Karma. Karma means this is karma phala, the fruitive activities. Or karma, this is fruitive activities, not the fruits, but the activities. Sorry, it's karma. And what is adhibhuta? See, I know you're not going to remember any of these things, but just for your information. What is adhibhuta? Prakriti. Prakriti is adhibhuta. That is the physical world or material body. What basically the material aspect, material energy, which is subjected to change. That is adhibhuta. What is adhidaiva? Is the Virata Purusha, the gigantic universal form which includes all the demigods and the planets. That's called as adhidaiva. Who is Adhiyagnya? Paramatma. Adhiyagnya means the enjoyer of all sacrifices. How is Adhiyagnya known in the body? He is present in the region of the heart. As a regulator, I inspire performance of sacrifice and other acts. Krishna inspires. Do some good today. Go to the temple today. Krishna is directing the living entity. We think we are so pious, I like to go to temple. Actually, Paramatma in the heart is giving indication. If we have some other job interview versus temple, you should go to job interview, of course. After that or before that, you should have come to temple. So Adhiyagnya, how is it known? That person sitting inside the heart who is giving you indication to go to Krishna, that is Adhiyagnya or the Paramatma. How to know you? How to know? How to know you means you is Krishna. How to know Krishna at the point of death? And the entire chapter is about that. How to remember Krishna at the time of death. Yes.
Is Adhidaya the same form of Krishna that he showed to Arjuna?
No. But this Paramatma. Paramatma form. The standing Vishnu, 400 Vishnu form.
Okay.
In our heart. That form is Adhiyagnya.
Why is Krishna not telling everyone to go to the temple?
He is. We don't listen. So how it happens is the Kattupanishad, if I'm not wrong, it gives an analogy. They're like two birds. One bird is both birds are sitting on the tree. One bird is busy enjoying the fruits. Some fruit is sweet, some fruit is bitter, some fruit is sour. And it gets, when it is bitter fruit, it gets a distaste. When it tastes a sweet fruit, it becomes more attached. Then sour fruit. Like that. Similarly, the living entity in this world is trying to become happy in different ways. And next to that bird is the other bird who is compared to the Paramatma. And the Paramatma is saying, don't try to enjoy this world or don't look for happiness in this world trying to enjoy the fruits. Turn to me and I'll give you all happiness. So similarly, Paramatma is sitting right next to the soul. He's standing right next to the soul, and soul is absorbed in the material world. Therefore, we say, go inward. What does that mean? Understand Paramatma is inside the heart. Develop your connection to him. So, Paramatma keeps giving good advice. People who don't care for the good advice of Paramatma, keep neglecting Paramatma and doing bad activities. For such people, Paramatma keeps quiet. Paramatma says, okay, now you do whatever you want.
So Paramatma is telling everybody.
Yes, everyone. But we become adamant to enjoy the material world. Then Paramatma becomes shut.
I had this question every time because when I met my astrologer, like when I spoke to him, he told me that why some house there, I don't know exactly of what terms he said, but he definitely said at the age of 21, I got interest into spirituality. But the question is, why didn't I get interest before 21, like all the years when I was aware of this?
Yeah.
But he said because of this house.
No,
and
that's
all.
very material understanding. It is because we have certain desires to be fulfilled. When you have a desire, see, the living entity is in the material world till the time he has material desires. He is taking birth, the soul is accepting different body based on
The
desires. So every body is meant to fulfill certain desires. Now, when the soul has only the desire to serve Krishna or become Krishna conscious as a predominant desire, such people are born in devotee families. From childhood, they get Krishna. Like you see Amarendra Prabhu. His parents met the devotees when he was 3 years old. So good, such a good fortune, isn't it? Now, that is for certain very specific, very rare living entities. Most of us, we have so many other desires. Maybe we have come in touch with some devotee, some desire got developed. But apart from that Krishna conscious desire, we have so many other billions of desires. We have a desire that I want to go to the foreign land. We have a desire that I want to, play some game, play soccer. I want to play PlayStation. So in that time, Paramatma says, go to temple. You would say, Paramatma, please.
So at that time we made our priority as to fulfilling those desires.
Yeah, so when we take birth, we will first fulfill those desires. And then once the desires calm down, then Paramatma keeps coming time to time and saying, why don't you take to Krishna
So
consciousness?
this might be one reason why people take or study Bhagavad Gita or come into devotional activities after 50 or 45 or 60 when all their desires are done.
No, they never come after all desires are done. Because all desires are never done. The infinite
Like,
number of desires.
when they don't have a taste or when they are
Yeah, now how does a living entity come into the fold of devotional service? How does a devotee or a person become a devotee? It is only by the mercy of another devotee. Actually, the living entity trying to enjoy this material world is fully engrossed. And I want to enjoy somehow or the other. Hope against hope. That this material world, there's some juice, some happiness, I'm going to extract it all. But the devotee comes. He says, this material world is dukkha lema shashvatam. Then you question, really? Then he says, take Krishna prasadam. Then we increase our sukriti. Then he says, okay, here Bhagavad Gita. Chant Hare Krishna. We do all this because we like the devotee. For devotee, we do all these things. Not that we like Krishna. So for the devotee, we do pick up all these things. Gradually, our sukriti is increasing. Our spiritual credits. So more our spiritual credits increase, our papam goes away. More it makes sense. The illusion starts dispersing. Then you can understand, yes, Krishna is a samam bonam. If I don't become a devotee, what else is there in this world? It becomes clarified. It's because how did you become Krishna conscious? Because a devotee has come. Some people say, Prabhu, from childhood only I was always devotion minded. That means you have met a devotee in past life. Like that. Sometime you have come in, for example, by chance, say you were driving, some devotee was hitchhiking and said, can you drop me to the nearby temple? You said, oh, temple, I don't know where the temple is, or I can drop you. So one kind favor to the devotee, that credit you get. Because you helped the devotee in some small way. It's called as Ajnata Sukriti. Ajnata Sukriti means unknowingly you got some credit. But that will begin your devotional service. Like in 6th canto Bhagavatam, it is said when, say sometimes we go on Harinam Sankirtan outside, chanting Hare Krishna loudly. And then some people say, what is this Hare Krishna? They can say like that. But because they said, what is this Hare Krishna? Their devotional service began.
and also people who are eating the prasadam.
Yes.
Kadamba Cafe or
Correct. Kadamba Cafe, or we distribute cookies on Harinam and all that. So like that it begins. So more the spiritual desires, our spiritual credits increase and our desire to serve Krishna increases, more our mind also goes there. Because the whole material world is meant to satisfy our desires. We want to fulfill desires here. So more we have that desire to serve Krishna, and more our Paramatma also keeps giving indication. But that time we can hear Paramatma. When the mental noise is little less. And when does mental noise little reduce? When our faith in the material world is shaken. Like you failed an exam. Immediately your faith in the material world that you will get happiness is shaken. Then you look for alternatives. That time Paramatma says, why don't you check out the temple? That time the living entity goes to the temple. Like that, little by little. Paramatma is always standing there, but he will not force. Paramatma will not force. Upadashta Anumantacha. He's an overseer and sanctioner. He'll say, probably you can try this out. If you don't want, if you listen to the mind instead, then you're gone. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Okay, anyway, we got 8.2 to 8.4 in the table. We'll just go through this. Adhiyajna katam kotra
Yajñakatam ko
Dehesmin madhusudana
Dehesmin madhusudana
Prayana kale chakatam
Prayanakale
Jneyosi niyatatmabhihi Jneyosi niyatatmabhihi. Next.
Who is the Lord of sacrifice and how does he live in the body, O Madhusudana? And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death?
See, finally he says, no you. He knows Krishna is only Paramatma. Adhyajnakatam kotehe asmin madhusudana prayanakal chikatam yeyosi niyatatmabhihi. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Aksharam Brahma Paramam
Aksharam Brahma Param
Svabhavodhyatma Muchyate
Svabhavodhyatma Uchyate
Bhuta Bhavodbhava Karo
Bhutabhavodbhav Karo
Visarga Karma Samgitaha. Next, Mataji, can you read?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the indestructible transcendental living entity is called Brahman, and his eternal nature is called Adhyatma, the Self. Action pertaining to the development of the material bodies of the living entities is called karma, or fruitive activities.
Adhibhutam Ksharo Bhavaha
Adhibhutam Sharo Bhava
Purushascha Dhidaivatam Adhyajñoham evatra Dehe Dehabhritam Vara. Next, Gautam, can you read?
O best of the embodied beings, the physical nature which is constantly changing is called Adhibhuta, the material manifestation. The universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods like those of the sun and moon, is called Adhideva. And I, the Supreme Lord, represented as a super soul in the heart of every embodied being, am called Adhiyagna, the Lord of the sacrifice.
So Adhibhuta is the material energy, for example, is the body. Adhidaiva is a universal form of the Lord, which includes entire nature, the sun, moon, and demigods. And Adhiyagna is the Supreme Lord, Paramatma. Okay, so this is today's verse. Antakale cha mameva Smaran muktva kalevaram Yaprayati samadbhavam Yati nastyatra samshayaha Antakale cha mameva. How to know me at the time of death? Krishna is saying first the importance of knowing me at the time of death. He says, at the time of death, whatever you think of, that body you will get next life. Smaran muktva kalevaram yaprayati samadbhavam nayati nastyatra samshayaha. First we'll read translation of this and next one we'll discuss. Okay, next, Gaurav Prabhu.
And whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt.
Yeah. So here in purport Prabhupada says, anyone who quits his body in Krishna consciousness, remembering Krishna at the time of death, is at once transferred to transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord. So someone can say, I can commit sinful activities throughout my life and at the end of my life I'll take a revolver, say Hare Krishna. You think that will work? No, because after saying Hare Krishna, you'll think of something else. What will you think at the time of death? What you are most attached to in your life, that will come at the time of death. If you're not attached to Krishna enough, forget it. In your most troubled times, that instinct, who or what comes to your mind? I mean, of course, we will think of Krishna after some time, but time of death is one instant. So, Only if you're attached to Krishna, Krishna will be there in the mind. Otherwise, whatever you're attached to. Accordingly, your next body is decided. So we'll do the next verse also. Okay, one more important statement. Remembrance of Krishna is not possible for the impure soul who has not practiced Krishna consciousness in devotional service. So therefore, when should we practice Krishna consciousness?
Every time.
Starting when?
Right now. If we
Right
haven't.
now. It's already late. You start at the age of 5. Kaumaram acharet prajño dharman bhagavataniha. Prahlad says. Prahlad says to his school friends, he says the Krishna consciousness should have begun at the age of 5, because that is the growing stage. You're absorbing, you're learning. At that time, if Krishna is not given, you're learning all the trash of this material world and unnecessarily multiplying your material desires. So, which even makes it even more difficult at the time of death to remember Krishna. So, Krishna is therefore is mentioned as impure soul. Impure soul means what? Soul is neither pure, soul is completely pure. Impure means his consciousness is impure, where it is impure with contamination. Contamination means what? Lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. He's only thinking of how I can enjoy in this world. Such a person cannot think of Krishna. If you want to become attached to something in this material world, you have a billion things to be attached to. And to become attached to Krishna is not that easy. Krishna will really test. If someone declares, I will become attached to Krishna, then you will face real tests. If you don't want that test, better not to make such claims. So therefore, one who has not practiced Krishna consciousness, remembrance of Krishna is almost impossible. In Bhagavatam it is said, Etavan Sankhya Yoga Abhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Janma Labha Parapumsam Ante Narayana Smritihi. Life is a preparation, death is the exam. And how do you know if you passed the exam? Ante Narayana Smritihi. At the time of death, have you remembered the Supreme Lord Narayana? That is a test. And therefore the verse says, Etavan Sankhya Yoga Abhyam. You can become expert in Sankhya, material science, counting, whatever, mathematics, whatever. Yoga Abhyam, different yoga systems. Or Swadharma Parinishthaya, I have been a good father. I have been a good husband. I have been a good citizen. Swadharma Parinishthaya means very perfectly you have carried out your material duties. Whatever it is. And Janma Labha Parapumsam, you have actually gained something in your human form of life if at the time of death you have remembered the Supreme Lord. That's the goal of life. Whether you have perfected your occupational duty or not, whether you are a good father or not, whether you are a good citizen or not, at the end of life, have you remembered Krishna? That is the question. That is the exam. Now, if at the end of life, if you want to remember Krishna, every day starting today, you have to chant Hare Krishna. Then chanting will become, you will become attached to chanting. You ask the devotees who have been chanting for last 3-4 years, if they don't chant someday, it becomes seems very unnatural. Seems like something is missing. But that also not sufficient. You have to become attached to chanting. That means you get free time. What do we do? Yeah, we are supposed to. What do you do? What do we do is Instagram, isn't it? Scrolling. We become attached to that. One devotee was saying, if the Goswamis knew, when you put your hand in the bead bag and if the Goswamis knew you would do this, they would have actually have you rather keep your finger inside and block this hole. They would never made this hole. Now that we have like this, sometimes devotee while chanting also they scroll. Isn't it? They never knew that phone will come and these fellows will get distracted like this. So nowadays, small little amount of time you get immediately sense gratification. Because sense gratification has become our nature. Tapasya hasn't become our nature. To discuss Krishna Katha, definitely not. Sense gratification, yes. You get little time, exams ho gaya, weekend day. What do you plan? Gaurav Prabhu, what do you plan? Bade hasse hoga. Movie, maybe a movie. Narsimha movie. Or other movies. Isn't it? Or you go for partying, or so many other things. You get a little time, we have, especially New York City has so many options. And therefore, here to get students for our temple is so difficult. After so much of follow up and everything, to get people for festival so difficult because so many options, so many damn things to do in this world, in New York City. So to the degree we keep choosing sense gratification, it has become and it will become our second nature. At the time of death, what will you choose? You cannot say, oh Krishna. You will say, oh my property, oh my wife, oh my children, oh my bank balance, oh my status, my position in Google, isn't it? Then again, you have to punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, and punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Again, take birth. Now you are thinking, oh, I always wanted to be rich. Then next time you will be born rich. Of course, if you deserve it. So therefore, one should practice Krishna consciousnse from beginning of life. So we are already late. If Prahlad says 5 years, we should have begun our Krishna consciousness. Rohit, how old are you?
32.
32. So how late are you? 27 years. Late. Of course, your Prabhupada is so compassionate. At least now we can start. Of course, Prabhu is practicing for the last 3 years. But at least now we can start. We are not too late. Some hope is there. We are not too old also. Of course, we are not. Old age is defined by what? And does anyone know? How do you define old age? How would you define old age? Does white hair mean old age? Now young people also get white hair. Does wrinkles mean old age? Then what is old age? Have you ever seen old people?
When your physical body fails.
Yeah.
But that can happen to old.
To anyone. Yeah. So who is old?
When there is a decline in mental status?
When there is a decline in mental status, it happens to many children also sometimes. Mentally also they have not grown, or sometimes young people get mental health problems. Yes.
When they have gone through every materialistic thing they want to, and then they reach a position in their life where they don't know what to look forward to, so they step into the temple.
Okay. Yeah, actually young people also face like that when they also feel that this world has no meaning. Like we give the example from my IIT Hyderabad. One student committed suicide. He was a very bright student, but in his note he had written, I did not find anything amusing in the material world, in this world. So he felt there's nothing of some substance, so he committed suicide. So he has also gone through all whatever enjoyment he wanted to. Yes, someone was raising hand. Yes, Prabhu.
I was about to say that when you desire for something but your body is not supporting anything,
yeah,
that is old age.
I think you might also have some desire which your body might not be supporting. Can you do anything and everything? Can you do a backflip?
If I practice for it, probably.
Yeah, best
But
of luck.
old people cannot do
best
that.
of luck. And we cannot do. We also have. Like I do some yoga, so I have some desire to do some advanced poses. It's very difficult. Like, you mean to say I'm old? Isn't it? So what is old age?
It's based on time. Like
Okay.
the amount of time someone lives in this material world.
Yeah, but you see, in the days of the yore, sages used to live for thousands of years. So 100 is like they're pretty young, isn't it? That's not old.
Whenever you think you are old.
When you think you're old, you're old.
Yeah.
When you think you're young, you're young.
Yeah.
Wrong. Old age is defined by proximity to death. How close you are to death, that means you're old. So if you're supposed to live only 35 years and you're already 32, you are very close, you're old. That is old age. That is old. That's the point. We don't know. So therefore, when should we practice Krishna consciousness? As soon as possible. Because we don't even know when we are going to die. And we might already be pretty old. Isn't it? So old age is defined as proximity to death. It is not white hair, weak limbs, mental decline. All these happen to all kinds of people. Proximity to death. We don't know. Brahma, the creator himself, has given a disclaimer. Padam padam yad vipadam natesham. At every step there is a vipad. There is a danger at every step. Anything can happen at any time. and we are boldly walking as if nothing will happen. We are boldly walking in the material world. So therefore, now you can say, you can ask yourself, am I Krishna conscious enough that if I die tonight, I can remember Krishna? That is the test. Like when you have a surprise test, am I prepared enough that tomorrow if my teacher gives surprise test, I can pass it? Then you have to study, isn't it? So therefore, we have to prepare, because death is not just normal exam; it is surprise exam. We don't know when it will come. For some people, it becomes pretty predictable, but most of us we cannot predict death. Yes, some question?
Yes, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam. I had
Hare
a question. Like you said that we come with a nature, right? Always
Yes.
to this world. And that determines what kind of actions we are going to be doing.
Correct.
So is it like fixing the nature would solve the problem? Like
Okay.
in order to get the spiritual credits?
Actually, our nature in this life is determined by our past actions.
Yeah, so it is the nature, right? So the problem is the nature.
Yeah.
So how can we fix the nature then?
No, so nature can be changed. But the thing is, nature is very deep rooted in subconscious mind. The samskaras are very deep rooted. So when we practice Krishna consciousness, we are actually cleansing not only the conscious mind but also the subconscious mind. You have to purify everything.
Okay, I got it now. Yes, thank you so much. Prabhuji.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes, and Kritika Mataji.
Prabhuji. So I have a doubt, like unfortunately in this lifetime we got a very bad impression, or with something we feel like are we really purified enough to take up to this Krishna consciousness? Sometimes we doubt ourselves. Sometimes I doubt ourselves. Maybe if some bad impression from the society or whatever has entered into.
I will tell you one thing, Kritika Mataji. You can feel rest assured that in this material world, in today's day and age, there is not one soul. I mean, there are some rare souls. There is not one soul, generally speaking, who has not had negative or bad impressions in the subconsciousness. We are all living in the age of weapons of mass distractions. We have social media and television and all filthy channels and access to so much of, adultery content. Our subconsciousness is very filthy. So therefore, see what Prabhupada says, in highlight it is mentioned. Therefore, one should constantly, incessantly chant the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For such a person, the more we hear attentively and chant, the sound vibration has to go through the ear into our subconscious mind. Wherever the holy name goes, just as wherever the sun goes, it can purify the place. Similarly, wherever the holy name goes, it can purify. So our mind, conscious mind and subconscious mind, the chitta, also have to be purified. For that, we have to always keep chanting the holy name attentively. That's our hope. Without that, we have no hope. We have to just deal with it, isn't it? So therefore, Prabhupada is saying, if one wants to achieve success at the end of his life, the process of remembering Krishna is important. When can you remember Krishna? When you chant Hare Krishna. Immediately you know, okay, I'm calling Krishna's name. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yeah. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam Tyajatyante kalevaram Tam tam eva iti kaunteya Sada tad bhava bhavitaha.
Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail.
Important.
The process of changing one's nature at the critical moment of death is here explained. A person who at the end of his life quits his body thinking of Krishna attains the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord. But it is not true that a person who thinks of something other than Krishna attains the same transcendental state. This is a point we should note very carefully. How can one die in the proper state of mind? Maharaja Bharat, although a great personality, thought of a deer at the end of his life, and so in his next life he was transferred into the body of a deer. Although as a deer he remembered his past activities, he had to accept that animal body. Of course, one's thoughts during the course of one's life accumulate to influence one's thoughts at the moment of death. So, this life creates one's next life. If in one's present life one lives in the mode of goodness and always thinks of Krishna, it is possible for one to remember Krishna at the end of one's life. That will help one be transferred to the transcendental nature of Krishna. If one is transcendently absorbed in Krishna's service, then his next body will be transcendental, spiritual, not material. Therefore, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare is the best process for successfully changing one's state of being at the end of one's life.
So that is the subject matter. What is subject matter? What happens after death? What doesn't happen after death? You will not cease to be. That means you will not exist. The soul is eternal. You will continue to exist. So if you will continue to exist, where will you be after death? Like for example, in 1972, how many of you were here? 1972. Yeah, see, that means we are all there, but in a different body. That was a trick question. So we are all always existing. Krishna says, Natvam neme. What is it? How does that 212? Natve vaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadipaha nachaiva bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param. Krishna is telling Arjuna, myself, yourself, all these kings, soldiers, everyone who have assembled on the battlefield, we have always existed in the past and will continue to exist. There is no point in time when we will become just vanished. So the theories of Buddhism, the Buddhist theory which says nirvana, which means you just vanish, you no more exist, is false theory. The Bhagavad Gita doesn't support it. Krishna says the soul is eternal, always existing in some form or the other, based on desire. Now, what determines our next body? You can remember the 2 Ds. The 2 Ds that determine our next body are what we desire and what we deserve. Like say you want to go to a hotel, you want to take your family to a hotel. You go to MG Road somewhere in Mumbai and say, for example, there's a very posh restaurant, a hotel, 5-star hotel, and there's also a 2-star hotel. Now you have desire to go to the hotel. You first look at the 5-star hotel. Then what do you check? Pocket. How much do you deserve it? As in, do you have the credit to go to a 5-star hotel? If it is there, you go to 5-star hotel. If your pocket says, no Baba, you don't deserve 5-star hotel, then you go to 2-star hotel. Isn't it? So desire is there to go to a very good hotel, but according to your pocket space. Similarly, the next life, we also will occupy a body. Don't think only human body. We can occupy any body in the 8.4 million species. There's 8.4 million levels of consciousness where we can accept a body. Someone can get a cow's body in America, it's very bad. Or you can get a dog's body in India, very bad. Or you can get an ant's body, cockroach's body, earthworm's body, plant's body, bird's body, isn't it? Rat's body, crow's body. All kinds of living entities. These are all based on different desires and deserve of the living entity, then one gets that body. If someone likes to eat anything and everything, he is given a pig's body. Yeah, because a pig can eat anything and everything. If someone likes to eat meat, then he is given tiger's body, tiger or lion. Or if someone likes to sleep a lot, then polar bear's body, 6 months a year you can sleep. Or if someone likes to, always showcase their bare naked body, they don't like to wear clothes, then they're given tree's body, don't wear clothes. Isn't it? So in this way, what kind of desire we harbor, and at the time of death, it is shown what you're most attached to. Accordingly, you get that body. Now, if we want to take another body, then in that body again you experience the fourfold misery. What is that?
Birth,
Birth,
death,
death, old age disease. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam. Even if apart from four, what else do you experience? The threefold miseries. What are they? Adhyatmik klesha. Anyone knows? Yes, Prabhu. At least. Adhyatmik means?
That means environment.
Environment. Adhyatmik. Okay, Sanskrit is correct. English is wrong. Environment. Climate change. Because natural causes, natural disasters. Okay. Disasters.
Our own body. And that is like conflicts.
Conflicts with other living entities, like mosquito can bite you. Adi bhautika, other living entities, bhutas. And adi atmika means one's own body and mind. So as soon as you take birth in this world, the 7 problems are waiting for you. The threefold miseries are the 3 spokes of Trishul, Durga's Trishul. That's how she is inflicting pain on the living entities. So therefore, the goal of life is to quit this material world once and for all. Maham upetya punarjanma dukkhalem ashashvatam nabnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhir paramam gata. Krishna says, my devotees quit this material world, which is dukkhalem ashashvatam, and come to the spiritual abode by attaining me. That is the goal of life. We can do whatever level of study and achievement in this world, but if we fail to go back to the spiritual world and again enter the cycle of birth and death, then it is a failure on the journey of self-realization. It's a big F grade. So the goal of life is we want to go back to spiritual world. So what happens after death? That depends. At the time of death, if you are what desire you harbor and how much you deserve. Deserve means what? What type of karma you perform. What type of activities you perform determines your desire. If you are very papi, very sinful, at that time you will not get much option. Then you will get sinful birth, for example. One can be born without money, there's so many other aspects. Yes.
For example, if a devotee or if someone who is dying, if they remember Krishna and if they don't deserve Prabhu, is there a...
No, if they remember Krishna by chance.
By chance.
By chance they remembered Krishna.
And then if they don't deserve going back to Godhead yet, do they come back again?
No, for a yogi who falls short from his yoga practice, he falls down. For such a person, next time he will be born in a Shuchinam Shimatam Gehe. That means either in a Brahmana family or a Vaishya family. He will be born in a Brahmana family because from childhood he will be given God consciousness, some good culture by which he can pick up spiritual life again. Or he will be born in a Vaishya family where his material life is already settled, so he can just focus on Krishna consciousness.
But these people, did they remember Krishna when they are dying? Or
see, at the time of death, to remember Krishna, of course Krishna shows favor, but your hypothetical situation of by chance remembering Krishna, we don't have any. Is there any such this thing? For example, Ajamil by chance, but
Narayana,
he got second chance. He got second chance. When Ajamil at the time of death, he only called out Narayana, and Prabhupada writes in the purport that when he called out Narayana, he remembered in childhood he used to worship Narayana. So he remembered Narayana. So then what happened? The Vishnudutas came and cut the Yamapash, saved him from Yamadutas. But they said, you are not purified yet. So then again 18 years he was there. He went to Rishikesh and practiced tapasya. Chanting Hare Krishna.
He went back. So it's not like he remembered.
He didn't go back to spiritual world now.
So until and unless
you're qualified.
You don't go back.
No. I mean, if you have not developed love for Krishna, over there you'll say, Krishna, you have your tiffin box, where's my tiffin box? You'll quarrel with Krishna. Yeah, only people who have love for Krishna have the access to go back to
like same as Ajamil, if someone named their child as Krishna or something.
Yeah, so same. Instead of Krishna, instead of Narayana, he'll call out Krishna.
Yeah.
Instead of 18 years, he might get 20 years. Whatever. Or he has to come back to the rituals. Yes.
So what about the demons which Krishna killed and they got delivered to Narayana?
That's Krishna's causeless mercy. Like Kripa Siddha, is Kripa Siddhi means perfection by mercy. Is very rare. It's only shown in Shastras to give hope to the living entity. You cannot depend. Krishna will one day come and show Kripa on me. For us, we have to do sadhana. That is expected. Kripa Siddha is just some examples Krishna has given to show his capacity. Because you might doubt, Krishna is powerful, but is he powerful to deliver me from the material world? The question is there. No? So for that, he has delivered even demons. You are not that big a demon. Like that. It's like that. Does that make sense? Yeah. So therefore, the two Ds we have to remember. The two Ds will determine what body and where we will take birth. So therefore, throughout our life, if we keep Krishna in our mati, in our consciousness, then at the time of death, we will remember Krishna. If we cannot remember Krishna now, what to talk about time of death? Time of death is said to be, the person is said to have, said to be experiencing the pain of the bite of 60,000 scorpions at a time. So forget it. There is no artificial remembrance of Krishna at the time of death. So it's not, at the same time, Krishna also helps. Krishna makes it easy for the people who are sincere. We just have to try our best. In Varaha Puran or Kurma Puran, one Purana is mentioned. The Supreme Lord comes and says, my devotee who has sincerely served me throughout his life, if by any chance at the time of death forgets me, I will still come and take him back to spiritual world. So he had, but the clause is, throughout the life sincerely served me to his best capacity.
Prabhuji, is that pain because we are attached to the body?
Attached.
Oh, that is the reason why you...
That is the pain. Like that. So therefore, today's topic is what happens after death. So the transmigration of soul from one body to another. At death means the gross body is left here, but the soul travels with the subtle body. So our desires also travel with us wherever we go. So some people think, my mind is troubling me too much, I'll commit suicide. But your mind travels with you after death. You will not let go of you. You have to only purify your mind. So the gross body is left here. The mind travels with the subtle, with the soul. The subtle body travels with the soul. And then according to desire and deserve, you get another gross body. Like that. From 8.4 million species, you go all and then come back to human form of life again. Not human after human. No. You go through all the species, wherever whatever kind of desires you have. Then human form of life. So therefore it is said that human form of life is very rare. Durlabha manava janma. It is very, very rare to have attained human form of life. And having attained this body by which we can go back to spiritual world, if we waste it, then we are most unfortunate. People who have not got human form of life, the living entities, they are unfortunate. But people who have got it and lost it like that, they are most unfortunate. So anyone has any questions? Any other question before we wind up?
So that means we are carrying so many desires.
Yes.
From 8.4 million, like we don't know how many.
Yeah, the desires are cultivated especially in human form of life.
But to prioritize
Krishna
consciousness or to listen Paramatma, listen Paramatma is very difficult. For
so therefore we have a program where we come together like this. See, together like this, no anyone talking about movies, no? Anyone talking about social media? No. News, no. Not even visa. Isn't it? Because we are all focused on discussing about Krishna. So when we do like this, and therefore purposely I speak long. Like 7 o'clock we start, 8:30 we will go. Other people say in America people cannot sit for too long. No problem, but we have to do it. Because the subconscious mind, if you want to impact subconscious mind, you have to hear for long time. You have to chant for long time, continuously. Some people who chant 16 rounds, they chant 2 rounds in the morning, 2 rounds before breakfast, 2 rounds after breakfast, 2 rounds before lunch, 2 rounds. Like that you break up, there's no impact. Devotees should sit in the morning, 2 hours, hard, 16 rounds. What impact it will have on subconscious body? Isn't it? Subconsciousness. So like that, you have to impact, you have to purify the subconsciousness and develop taste and attachment to Krishna. Otherwise, we'll be going different in somewhere. Brahma Bhavana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. Wherever you go from Patal to Brahma Loka, there's always birth and death. Always. It's just there.
But how to develop the taste?
By doing it.
Not for us, Prabhu.
Okay.
For someone who is following demigod, following or going to demigods for their desires. How to
Yeah, by
change
doing
them?
it. By they have to chant Hare Krishna. Like how will you get a taste for gulab jamun? If I tell you gulab jamun is a round spherical object of certain color density, dipped in a golden liquid of certain viscosity, will you get attracted by it? Yes. Can you develop taste when I physically describe a gulab jamun? How will you develop taste for gulab jamun?
When you taste it.
You taste it. How will you develop taste for chanting Hare Krishna? When you taste it, when you chant Hare Krishna.
But how long will that take for a person?
It
who
will
is
take
not-
some time because we have many of the samskaras deep rooted. It has to get purified. It will take some time. Krishna also has to see how serious you are, isn't it? So for anyone, first they have to come into the fold of devotional service, understanding Bhagavad Gita, then you have to pick up the sadhana process. ABCD, association, books, chanting, diet, prasadam. E for seva, engagement. They do this, anyone will pick up. It's a lifelong process. Online, so another question. Can you repeat 2 Ds to remember the time of death? 2 Ds are desire and deserve. Desire means the material desire. So we want to remove all the material desires and have only one desire, that is Krishna. And other D is deserve. That means your karma. If you do good karma, you get pious credit, by which you can go to heavenly planets. You can be born, Janma Aishwarya Shutashri. You can be born with a good IQ. You can be having a beautiful body, aristocratic family, good birth and good caste, whatever. That is good by performing good credits. Or if you perform sinful activities, one will be born not so good looking. One will have many bodily problems. One can have poor. One is born poor, not in an aristocratic family, not very learned. So that has become negative activities. Papa, sinful activities. But the real deserve, what we are talking about is we will try our best to be Krishna conscious. So at the time of that, Krishna sees this devotee was sincere, and then he can qualify us to go back to Krishna. Okay, thank you. Yes, Barnali Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. This is the first day I attended your class. Excellent class. I really learned a lot. So I was wondering, like, you guys only have it on Sundays from 7 to 8? You don't have it every day?
Not every day. We have actually different classes for different groups. So this particular Gita study is where we have entered 8th chapter is at this time. Yeah, actually this Gita class is only the live streamed one. We have other Gita classes in different other locations, but they are not, I don't think it's live streamed, right? Yeah, not live streamed.
And Prabhuji, do you have like a recording from the first chapter? I'm so unfortunate. See, I started from today, so I missed a lot. So is there any recording, or do you plan on starting anything new?
Actually, you can see
chapter 1.
Chapter 1, where we are starting? Chapter 1?
Chapter 2, I think.
No, we have not started chapter 2 anyway. Chapter 1 we have done. In Newport, Mataji, we are doing, but we are in chapter 2 there.
And you have the live streaming there?
The live streaming is not there.
Oh, because I won't.
Actually, you can see, I am putting the YouTube channel, it's Gita Life NYC. Gita Life NYC. There is one Gita Life NYC YouTube channel. You can type that. We have recording from 3rd chapter onwards.
Okay, of your class.
Yes.
Perfect. That even helps a lot. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you all the devotees for joining. Now we will do some chanting.